Hey everyone, it's Bill here with JKS Southwest. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate everybody watching. We're at the house today and we're working on the Jeep. A couple weeks ago in one of the videos I talked about having some parts to install, specifically a tie rod and a drag link flip kit to install. And today's the day. A bunch of you said you want to see it, so here we go. This isn't going to be a full step-by-step install video. There's plenty of those out there on the internet if that's what you want to see. It's really simple. Your tie rod's held on by 2 nuts. You take those off, the tie rod falls out. The drag link held on by 1 nut down at the knuckle, you take that off, then you can unthread it from the adjustment collar. Reverse the steps and you put it all back together. Like I said, there's plenty of install videos like that on the internet. I thought maybe I'd focus a little more on the 3 reasons why I'm installing one and why you might want to think about it as well. So I chose to install a drag link flip kit from a manufacturer called JKS Manufacturing. If you haven't heard of JKS, you should really go check them out. They make really high quality parts. They're big supporters of the Jeep community, and everything they make is built and manufactured right here in the US of A. So that's a big plus, right? So I run a lot of JKS products. I have their 3.5-inch J-Spec lift. I have their control arms. I'm running their track bars front and rear and more. Maybe I'll throw together a walk around video of the Jeep. Let me know down in the comments below if that's something you're interested in seeing, and I'll throw that together. So here you go, a quick look under the Jeep while it's stock. You can see we got the stock tie rod, stock drag link. Got an upgraded track bar, but the steering stuff's all stock. So today that's what we're going to be replacing. We're going to get that tie rod replaced. We're going to get the drag link replaced. We're going to get a new track bar bracket, reinforce that front track bar bracket, and get that steering stabilizer flipped up higher so it's not the low point here on the Jeep. So here's a quick glance at the parts we're putting on. We've got the Currie Currectlink tie rod. We've got some taller bump stops for the drag link flip. We got the drag link there. And we got the front track bar brace to raise everything up and reinforce that front track bar bracket. Alright, so we got the Jeep pulled partially in the garage here. We're going to get started. So what's the number one reason you might want to consider installing a drag link flip kit? Well, that's bump steer. As the suspension travels, the axle is centered under the Jeep via a track bar. This track bar will naturally swing in an arc in relation to the frame. The drag link will also sweep, but is obviously attached to the knuckle. It has a different height compared to the track bar. When there's enough lift, these two swing in different arcs. By flipping the drag link, you allow the drag link and the track bar to swing in a more similar arc, thus resolving the bump steer. Alright, so we got the wheels and tires off. Now we got to get some stuff stripped off of here. We got to get the sway bar disconnected, get the shocks disconnected, drop that axle down, pull the spring out, get the bump stop removed so we can put the new bump stops in. Alright, so let's get the springs back in with the new bump stops. Alright, driver's side done. Let's get the passenger side one out here. Alright, the bump stops are switched out. Let's get the track bar loose and get that drag link off. Alright, the track bar is loose. Let's get the steering stabilizer. So reason number 2 to install a drag link flip kit is roll center. When the Jeep is lifted, the front track bar needs to be lengthened to account for the change in distance from the axle to the frame. This increase in length and angle causes the vehicle's roll center to be changed. Roll center is sort of an imaginary line through suspension components where the vehicle will roll about. So when you flip the drag link, you want the track bar to be at the same angle as the drag link. This will not only keep bump steer away, but also correct the roll center, resulting in much more predictable handling. Alright, let's get this drag link and tie rod broke loose. Oh, that was pretty loose. Oh, that too. That'll be easy. Alright, so we got both tie rods off. They're kind of side by each. You can see the difference between the Currie tie rod and the stock tie rod. The center section's a bit beefier, but then the ends are way stronger. And they've got a Zerk fitting so you can grease them up. And here are the two drag links. Alright, we got the track bar bracket in there. Let's get some bolts on it. And the number 3 reason you might want to install a drag link flip kit is to reduce the load on your steering box. If you have a high angle between the knuckle and the steering box, you're going to have a lot of vertical force applied. This wasted force is placed on the steering box, which puts more strain on your sector shaft. Reducing the load on it is good. By decreasing the angle between the knuckle and the steering box through the drag link flip, you take some of that vertical load out of the drag link, thus reducing the force required to turn the tires on the steering box. Alright, we just drilled through the knuckle. Now we gotta tap in the insert. Done, let's pop the drag link in. Drag link threaded in. Alright, let's get the new measurements transferred over to the new tie rod. Alright, Alright, we got the new tie rod mounted up. Measured to spec. We will get an alignment done here, but it's good enough for now. Let's get the track bar bolted back in and get everything torqued down. Alright, that's all torqued down. Let's put the wheels back on, and then we got to get the track bar centered back up. Alright, so that's everything all buttoned up, put back on. Got the steering stabilizer back on. Alright, that's everything buttoned back up. The Jeep steering feels great after the install. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the trails.